I lift you up and I magnify your name. That's why my heart is filled with praise. Oh, that's why I praise you. I lift you up and I magnify your name. Oh, that's why my heart is filled with praise. Romans chapter 8, number 28. Romans chapter 8, verse number 28. Romans chapter number 8, verse number 28. If you find the same man. Hallelujah. Romans chapter number 8, verse number 28. We want to thank God for the angel of this house, for the pastor of this church. Pastor Ron Ross, come on, put those hands together for him. And his community life, amen. Come on, put those hands for him. Hallelujah. And to all of the St. James members, amen. God bless you to see you tonight, amen. I got a couple of deacons, Deacon Floyd and Deacon Swilly, amen. Hallelujah. We thank God for you tonight. Romans chapter number 8, verse number 28. We ask that you do stand at the reading of God's word. Ask that you do stand at the reading of God's word. If the President of the United States was here, we would have to stand. And so when we open up the book of God, we would love to stand to honor and reverence God. Romans chapter 8, verse number 28 is a very familiar passage of scripture. And if you find the same man, amen. Hallelujah, we can go directly to Romans chapter number 8, verse number 28. It says, and we know that all things work together for the good to them that love God and to them who are called according to his purpose. And we know that all, somebody shout all things work together for the good to them that love God and to them who are the called according to his purpose. Now before you take your seat, look at your neighbor one time and say, neighbor. Come on, y'all need to talk tonight. Neighbor. Come on, y'all can do better than that. Say neighbor. Sanity. In troubled times. Sanity in troubled times. You may receive the presence of our God. Now, I am a preacher that loves dialogue, not monologue. Amen. So y'all talk back to me today. Amen. So look at somebody next to you and say, neighbor, I don't know what you've been through this week. And I really don't know what you've been through 2014. But whatever you've gone through, you don't look like what you've been through. I don't like the way that neighbor look at you. Look at somebody else and say, neighbor, I don't know what you've been through this week. But tell your neighbor, you don't look like what you've been through. Come on, just because you don't look like what you've been through, put those hands together and let's God. Sanity in troubled times. Sanity overalls in troubled times. Angie, God has a purpose for every season in your life.
That's right. Amen.
No matter what season you're in, Deacon Floyd, whether it's a lonely season, whether it is a sad season, whether it may be a season of success or maybe a season of failures or grief.
All right.
Even in a season of waiting or in transitions, it's a divine purpose or assignment from God. That you go through whatever season you're going through in your life.
All right.
But just know that God is preparing you for something greater. It is not our job to try to figure out what he's doing. Just leave your problems, your fears, your issues in his hands. And my brothers and sisters, know that if it's in his hands, God won't let you fall. This text is one of the basic truths. If you are a child of God, nothing comes into your life that hasn't passed by God. This life, my brothers and sisters, that we live is not random for freak accidents or occurrences or circumstances. God never does anything by accident. There is an appointed time for anything, even the bad. Pastor, some of the things we go through are not always God's fault. Some things we cause on our own because of disobedience. Somebody shout disobedience. And the decisions that we've made. But the good news about our God is that he can draw good out of each event in your life. Which literally means that in every situation in our lives, no matter how bad it seems, no matter how bad it may look in your life, or how dark it may seem, or how guilty or bitter you feel about the situation, God can bring good out of everything. Is there anybody in this house that can attest to the fact that God has brought some good out of my life? I know I ain't been all the way holy. I know I ain't been just all my life. But is there anybody that can testify that not just in January of 2014, but somebody can testify that just on this morning you did some things that were not pleasing unto God, but thank be to God that God brought some good things out of me. Come on, I know y'all think that y'all holy than now, but I can be transparent. I ain't been saved all my life. I ain't been righteous all my life. I ain't been preaching all my life, but there's some situations that I found myself in before I found Jesus. And let me let you know tonight that Jesus ain't never been lost. I was the one that was lost, but I found a friend in Jesus. And is there anybody here that can attest to the fact that I've been through the storm, I've been through the rain, I've had some up days, and I've had, y'all better get off me tonight, I've had some down days, but through it all, and somebody shout through it all. God has been good to me. And I know you're asking the question, how can I find sanity in troubled times? That word sanity, it means to keep my mind in perfect peace. Sanity, how can I keep a sane mind in troubled times? I know it's been rough in 2014. I know in some of our lives it's been some tragedy. It's been some sorrow times. You lost some loved ones and things just seem to not go the way you want them to go right now. But I came to encourage you on tonight that no matter what you're going through, God is right there. I can keep a sane mind in troubled times. How can I keep a sane mind when enemies are beating me down? How can I keep a sane mind when everywhere I turn I got haters? How can I keep a sane mind when everything around me is crumbling and I can't find no way out? Let me help you out tonight. That there is a word for you tonight, found in Romans chapter number 8, verse number 28. The text says, and we know. Somebody shout, and we know. Y'all ain't talking like I need y'all to. And we know that all things. The text suggests, and we know. Number one, the reason how I can keep a sane mind in troubled times is number one, I must be secure in his plan. Somebody shout security in his plan. The writer specifically commits this particular pericope with the statement, we know, which exudes a high measure of confidence in troubled times. Text says, and we know. Meaning, even though I'm suffering, even though I'm faced with adversity, trouble is on every hand. Financially, I can't seem to make it. Household seems to be falling apart, and we know. brothers and sisters, I can keep a sane mind in troubled times because I'm confident in who God is in my life. I know the winds are beating and blowing, and the winds are blowing, and the waves are pushing you from side to side. But I've discovered that if I keep my mind on God, if I keep my focus on God, I may get weary sometimes. But if I learn how to just keep encouraging myself and say, you know what? I know what your word said, God. That you said weeping may endure for me. But can somebody shout, joy will? I wish I had a preaching house. Joy will come. And is there anybody here that can suggest to the fact that I can't see the end of the tunnel right now, but I can go back in my faith power and suggest that what I went through before, if God was able to deliver me then, oh shucks here, he's able to deliver me right now. Is there anybody that can raise your hand and suggest to the fact that now faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of our confidence in God that he can pull me through? David said it best. As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Y'all can't read that too fast, quite. He says, as I walk through the valley. Y'all can catch it in a minute. As I walk through. Somebody shout through. That means I ain't going to be there for long. But as I'm walking through the valley of the shadow of death, I'm walking with God knowing that he's walking with me. That old song says something like this: he walks with me, he talks with me. Is there anybody here that can suggest to the fact that you were almost through in the tower, but today you can suggest to the fact that I'm still here, and I'm not here because of my own power, but I'm here by the power. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I hear you. The writer says, and we know. That means I know that God. I may have had some bad decisions. I made some bad choices in my life. But faith intimates that whatever I go through, it's only there to make me stronger. So if I remain positive, God is going to work things out. Do y'all believe that tonight, that God is going to work things out for your good? I know there's calamity in our communities, but God is going to work things out for our good. I know you may not have as much money as you want to have, but look at the goodness of God. You got lights all in your house. You got a car to drive. You're here, and because you're still here, watch this. I can celebrate, and I don't have a reason. Watch this, Pastor Rose. I don't need nobody to push me or pump me or prime me to give God glory, because I may not have what I want to have. I may not be where I want to be, but I thank God I'm not where and because I'm not where I'm here standing right now. I may not be where I want to go, but God is pressing me to my. Somebody say, I must stay confident. I'm secure in his plan. Not only am I secure in his plan, but the text says, and we know that all A-L-L all things work together. Not only can I keep a sane mind in troubled times by being secure in his plan, but secondly, I can keep a sane mind